So now that the Okanagan Valley Railway is history, it gives me time to start thinking about my next train layout. And I want to start with lessons learned from the Okanagan Valley, both of course good, bad, and there's some takeaways from it. Some things that I want to take away from it and use on the next layout, some things I don't want to take away and use, and there's some maybe. So let's get started. First, I'll take away the things I definitely don't want to do on my Ontario Northland layout that I did on the Okanagan Valley Railway.
You're in the siding right now? Are you okay?
That's going to leave a mark.
To avoid future incidents like that, and also due to the fact that we're all just getting a bit older, there will be no duck unders on this next train layout. Next on the hit list, or the remove list, is the overhang that you see here. Now, on the Okanagan Valley Railway, due to the space in the basement, I had to have it in order to have the second level. But I never could get over it, it just never looked right. And with my next layout being basically one level, this will not be a problem, but it's out. Now, I've already mentioned the multi-level, and I'll show it again here. But I'll just include it in with the steep grades as well, because that kind of is what precluded the steep grades in here. And you'll see why I'm not crazy about steep grades of what happens in this video here. And it's just easier to model an almost level layout. You can always show gradient by the topography around the railroad. So steep grades are definitely out. I might have some minor grades in the next layout. That'll be fine. The last thing not to include in my next layout is going to be large amounts of paperwork. So I had car cards and train orders and all kinds of stuff on the layout, which was interesting, but if anything, probably added more confusion than good to the layout with the operating crew. So I'm going to try and keep it simple and probably just have simple switch lists on the next layout. Next up is the category of possible or maybe, and I've got a couple items we'll discuss there.
Maybe.
First up is the drop section. Some may argue that, hey, this is just another form of duck hunting. Well, in a sense it is, but the thing about it is you can lower it down when you're not using it, or to let people in and out of the layout if need be, provided that you have a mechanism in place that the trains don't drop it before, which I did on this case. So to me, I probably won't have them, but you never know. Space is always a premium when you're building a model train layout, and I may need to cross another doorway someday. The other maybe, or probably will be a yes actually in some areas, is Code 100 track. I had Code 100 track on the Okanagan Valley Railway for all the main line and staging and a lot of other track, with Code 83 being the predominant yard tracks and such. My future layout is going to be predominantly Code 83 track, but I'm still thinking of keeping Code 100 for the staging yards and for the switches, just to save a little bit of cash and keep the Code 83 for what's really more visible on the layout. So now let's get to the part of things that I want to either expand upon or do that I didn't do on the previous layout. Anyway, these are what I would call the definite yeses or thumbs up. The quick ones to tick off are the ones I've already mentioned, such as Code 83 track, single level layout, no or little gradients, and simple paperwork. The rest on my yes list are fairly straightforward. I want to have broad curves, as I had on the Okanagan Valley, or even broader curves for that matter, if possible. I'm going to put more wire leads in, just to improve connectivity to the track. Nobody likes it when their train stalls, so the more leads the better. Even though it's a lot of work up front, it's worth it in the end. The next layout also, this has nothing to do with good or bad operations, just that this layout was a freelance. I'm going to be moving to a prototype as I'm all the Ontario Northland Railway, 1974, 1975 era. And that's really about it. And it's a good exercise to go through. You really need to sit down, what are your wants, what are your, needs, and it is a good process to go through on the planning. I've got lots of planning to do, but lots of time. I don't even know what we're going to be moving to in the way of a house. We're looking at downsizing. I'm hoping for a bungalow, but you never know. We may end up in a condo or who knows what. But no matter what, I'm going to see if I can fit a mall train out of it, and I'll go from there. So thank you for watching, and I'll update you as planning moves forward. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw and wish to see more content on mall trains and real trains, please subscribe to my channel.